What's going on, cuz? How you doing, Dave?
What's going on, sir? How are you? Uncle Cal in the building.
Mr. Dave Jones, brother. How you doing?
Man,
What's
God's
up,
good.
baby? How you feeling today, sir?
I'm good, man. You looking good over there, brother.
Man, I'm trying, man. I gotta stop by my man's wake, man, today. Visitation, man. Kind of a little rough day. I'm trying to get my spirits up, man. One of my homeboys.
Oh
I
wow.
know you don't see Detroit news no more. You down in Texas, but
Right, right.
one of my partners, man, I grew up with since a kid named Stan, man. He went out, heard some noise, and they was breaking into his neighbor's Charger. You know how hot it is with them Chargers and Challengers, how they stealing them. And he
Hmm.
went out there to see what's going on and yelled at him, and they shot him in his neck and killed him, man.
Wow.
Best guy in the world, man. This guy, man, I'm talking about stayed away from trouble, man. He was the type of guy, man, that like if he was so just in tune with just being a good dude. Like if you brought some bull crap his way, he one of them guys that ain't had too much pride just to be like, man, I'm gone, man. I ain't about to argue with you, man. He was like that with it. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And
Yeah, man.
it
So
hurt me, man, that they did him like this, man. It's always the good ones, they say, you know?
right, right. Man, well,
Yeah,
condolences to his family, man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
but today we talking romance or finance, brother. Which what you looking for, ladies? What you feel like you want? Romance and finance, fellas. What you would you rather have? Would you rather have a woman that's loving you and you will go out and take care of the bills? You don't care about her making money, or you want somebody that's bringing it to the table like you? Let's talk about it.
Unk Cal and Dave Jones are the hosts of the show. We living in some difficult times, as most of us know. Let's lift each other up and put down the stress. If you didn't know, the name of the show is called Rap.
Yes, sir, man. That's a great topic, man. Romance versus finance. So I want to jump in first before
Okay.
we dive in and try to get some images or clarity of these words because I always say there at Raps, we really respond as people should. So in order for us to properly respond, you got to know or have the same picture. That's the point of communication. So romance, we're defining it as basically love, excitement, mystery, basically having fulfillment with the person that you with, what I'm saying, content within your relationship, and also the other elements that come with the affection and things of that nature, where there's a good bond. Finance is basically security, right? Having a bunch of money, being able to do what you want to do, buy what you want to buy, and not having those issues that you have in those arguments, which actually breaks up a lot of relationships.
Right.
To be honest, we are clear that both of these are important, and we are clear that many people can say, well, you want both. Well, we kind of know that's the answer. The question is, what is the priority? With your sense that you have going into relationship, which do you prioritize first, even if you have to work on the second one second? So that's what we have today. Does that sound like we're on the same page?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, it's funny, man, that we talking about this, man, because it made me think about, our well, I ain't gonna say our homeboy, but I liked him, old Kevin Samuels, man, because I didn't feel like he was just a narcissistic and a man that just hated women. I actually think if you was an open-minded person and you actually listened to what he used to talk about, he was actually cut and dry. He'd tell you what you needed to hear and not what you wanted to hear. Like I used to watch how he go in on men, like tell a man, like, man, you fat, you ain't got no such and such down there, and you broke, you ain't in a position to date. And that's real. And a lot of times, man, I think, especially with men, you know what I'm saying? I think like it's expected for us to court a woman and be able to do certain things for a woman. So I think if you're not in a position financially to date, I think you need to be by yourself and choose finance over romance because you got to get you together. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people go into relationships and they got a quote unquote perception or understanding on the type of woman they want or the type of situation they want, but they can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a gray area there because you got a lot of women that has this perception on what type of money a man's supposed to be having or what type of lifestyle he got to be living to date them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's based off how they feel like they look and, you know what I'm saying, how they feel like they bodied up and what type of man, a standard they set on what type of man that they got to have or they ain't going to have one at all. And they wrap they whole lives around setting themselves up to look a certain way for a man because they got a perception on what they want in a man. And if you got to be making this type of money and you got to be able to provide this type of lifestyle for them, or they don't want to mess with you. So, this is a slippery slope, man. This topic today, it's a real slippery slope because it's like, on one hand, it's like What do you have other than a fat ass and a pretty face that makes you think you would take your income tax money? You would take, you know what I'm saying? You even make an opportunity where you milk a guy for money to go out and make yourself look a certain way to pull a certain type of guy. But once a guy get to know you for you, you really ain't got a pot to piss in and a widow door out of. You just like a trophy piece for somebody to look at. And how far is that gonna get you in life when real life stuff is coming your way and you got to be able to sit down and retire sometime? So I mean, you know, you gotta be able to balance that out. In a perfect world, I think most women and guys will say, well, I want both. But in today's society, man, you know, with people, it's just like either you got the guy that's really getting it, and you know what I'm saying, he got the certain type of woman he gonna go after, or you got the guy that's perping like he got it, and he trying to fool the certain type of woman he want. And it's just like hard to be both. They're like, unless you really established yourself so much when you was by yourself to where you can really make it happen and have the type of woman you want and not really care if she working or not. Like the old saying, man, I tell my son, I tell my son all the time, like, you can either work hard now and spend the rest of your life having fun and doing what you want to do, you know what I'm saying, by handling your business right now, or you can go out and have all the fun you want right now, do everything you want, get out your system, have fun right now, but you're going to work hard the rest of your life.
Right. So look, so I want to, it's funny, I want to do something different this time. I want to take a side and you take the other side. It sounded like you was starting from the side of financial, and we're going to give people an opportunity to hear both viewpoints going into relationships. So let's paint the picture. If there's a person who's currently looking for somebody right now, you know, we want you guys to jump in and give us your comments so we can respond to your comments, because somebody may be dealing with this issue about what should their priority be. Because finance is definitely something that affects a lot of relationships. So if you look for somebody right now and maybe you can't find somebody, you might be limited to one or two of these different perspectives. So let's identify, let's say if you say financial side, I'm gonna say the romantic side. Let's see what's going on, which way we should go, right? I got Matt Jones is chiming in. He says, mom said it like this: pay now and play later, or play now and pay later, right? So
come on, cuz. I feel you, Matt. That's my guy. I love Matt. Matt getting real powerful on that pool pick. Guy really, man, he on fire, bro. Man.
Yeah, he is. He
on fire.
Lead past it, man.
Yeah, he living up to his name, bro.
Yes, sir, man. So, okay, so you said financial, you kind of gave, and I want you to go back in and get that financial side again. I'm going to go with the romantic side. Now, again, we're painting this picture of romance as basically love. It's founded in love, where there's genuine affection, there's attraction, there's support, there's patience, there's kindness, obviously there's meekness, you know what I'm saying, and all those kind of things that are there. I think that is both are important, but let me argue for the romance. When you're looking for somebody, sometimes if you're only looking for the financial side of them, you're already asking them to be further, assuming that you don't have the money yet, or that hasn't been your priority. You're asking them to basically slow down in their approach, basically to meet you where you are, because that's not what you have. That's not your driving factor. And that's okay, because the world has identified or painted a picture that money is the end of all things, and that money is the ultimate of things. Well, it really isn't. Love is the ultimate of things. And what we find as considered a good life, when we have so much to be grateful for now, we overlook all the blessings that we have, and we're fighting to get so much more in life, and we're chasing so many other things as opposed to admiring what we currently have, that we don't slow down to take an opportunity to build families or to connect with somebody and to build a relationship. It's talking about, let me go get this money. Let me go get this money. And you see a lot of people who are mature in age that, like you said, they may have worked hard most of their life. And when they realize, okay, the essence of life is multiplying. The essence of life is pouring into somebody. The essence of life is being grateful for what you have. And I want somebody to share this with. But if you prioritize just getting this money and not necessarily somebody that you can connect with, somebody that you can communicate with, somebody that you can love and that can be patient with you, then you kind of got options, but maybe those options don't necessarily fit, you know what I'm saying, what you need once you're at that point in your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And now I'm on the finance side, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so because I talked to a few of my guys about this leading up to this, man, just trying to prep a little more and prep a little better, you know, and like how we was talking and just trying to put commercials out there and kind of let the people know what we're gonna be talking about so they can kind of drop their comments beforehand. I actually tapped into a couple of my guys. And one of my guys that I work in the shop with every day, he said, you know, he feel like the younger girls, they about that dollar. You know what I'm saying? Come on with that money. What you can do for me today? What kind of bag? This, that, and the other. What you got going on? They want the money. They trying to get to the money. They don't really care about it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where they at with it. You know what I'm saying? Because of the whole social media presence, trying to put on for social media, trying to have what they want, and they want it now.
Right.
But the older women that's kind of connected to their mothers, you know, when I say older women, I'm talking about, you know, late 30s, early 40s, and so on. He said he feel like they about, you know what I'm saying, the romance, basically. You know, they'll battle it out with a man that got potential and, you know, ride it out with them because they trying to have love and they getting older and they know they trying to settle down and they want something solid. You know what I'm saying? So jumping into another one of my homeboys I rap with, he was talking to me about, you know what I'm saying, he done been through a divorce and now he got another woman. He in the process of breaking up with her. And he was just talking to me about how he build these women up and he do so much and pour so much in them and take away from himself when he getting money because he trying to make sure they have what they need. He was talking about how he left his wife and she got a business that's banging. And you know what I'm saying? And it still wasn't enough. When they went through a divorce, she still tried to tear him down to get more. And he was talking about the woman he with right now, he breaking up with. He set her up in the business and he going, you know what I'm saying, his separate way again. And he's like, he don't have no problem with that situation like he did the first situation because, you know, they not in court battling things and she can't really take them for much. But he just talking about all the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that he put into the situation to make sure they straight. That, and a lot of times, you know, we as men put ourselves on hold to make sure the woman's straight. And at the same time, it's barely seldom you see situations where women do that for men. So it's just like one-sided. He said a lot of times women have these expectations of what they want you to do for them in order to have a relationship or how they want you to put into their dreams and make their dreams that they can't even finance themselves come alive. They want you to help finance them. And they're not in a position, if they had the money, they're going to be like, oh, no, this is my money. I had it before you. They're not going to do that for you. So he like, at this point in his life, he not dealing with no more situations. He said he just going to bet on himself. He not dealing with no more situations where he meet no woman and trying to build no woman up, because at this late in life where we at, man, Dad, we in our 40s. If a woman come to you, say you was a single man, you know what I'm saying? Say I was a single man. If a woman come to us at our age, because we ain't going to date too young, because a woman too young is not, you know what I'm saying, mentally immature enough to even meet us where we at. So let's just say where we go 5 years younger. So if you meet a woman this late in life and she talking to you about helping her build a business and she in her 40s and she ain't came with nothing, she ain't even got a business plan, she just got an idea that she telling you she want to do, and in 40 years she ain't came across no money, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Even, you know, she got kids, so she getting 10,000, she got 3 kids, she getting 10, 15,000 in tax returns. All these years of getting tax returns, all these years of coming across licks and being with these polished guys that you've been messing with that was getting money. It take you to 40 years old to get with me, Dave, you know what I'm saying? To want me to finance this business in 40 years, you ain't came across no money to put behind, you ain't bet on yourself. Something wrong with that picture. So
well, I think
you was saying.
But you got to ask this question. If I play the other side, is if I'm me and I'm not looking for that other person to bring money to the table. Yes, you would want that other person to have some level of wherewithal with how to deal with money and things of that nature. But if I'm in a position that I'm looking for somebody, my priority is not their money. Why? Because I should already be established. I already have my things together. And if I'm trying to build family, if I'm trying to build something, maybe let's not, she may have a dream of something that she could do, but she may not have the financial acumen to be able to do business. But that doesn't take away from the thing that I need in this point in my life. If I'm already fulfilled and I've already have economic wherewithal, I'm looking for the love. I'm looking for the build a family. Hey, we can get you some pet projects, but if you don't ever produce on those, I wouldn't be bent out of shape because I've already built my thing. I think that's a problem with a lot of us. We be looking at the other person to match us with the same thing, where the reality is like both parties don't have to be the financial leader, right? One party could be the person that take care of the home. You know what I'm saying? One person be the person that take, like how it used to be, take care of the family, take care of me. When I go in the world, try to beat me up and I go grind and work with teams and things of that nature, come home. Let me get somebody I can be vulnerable with, transparent with, have fun with, relax, stop thinking about the grind. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in that mode where I'm searching now, if I have the money, then my priority is not the money.
Right. And this is exact, man. Oh man, that was good, man. You had a lot of good things to say in that, man. And that takes me back to something I said in one of our old podcasts, that people look at me strange when I say this and they be like, huh? But I help people understand it more, because it's almost like having a business plan. When you walk in the bank, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have a business plan to help them understand, you know what I'm saying, how they're going to get their money back, you know what I'm saying? They don't even want to entertain talking to you about a business. And that's a lot to do with relationships. People need to come to the situation and lay out on the table they plan, what it is they're looking for. Because me and you really saying the same thing. Because like you say, if you 40 years old, woman 40 years old, and she come to you and she at a point in her life where, like you say, she just looking for love, you know what I'm saying? She just trying to build a family. You got to lay those things out. And if I'm 40 something years old and I'm established in business and I don't need nobody, a partner, to help me with nothing, then I can weigh my options to say, okay, I need somebody who's gonna take care of home. I need somebody who's gonna make sure the clothes clean. I need somebody manage some things with the business while they at home to make sure the payroll and different things done. And we establish that and get that understanding. I don't need you because I'm established to come in and have it going on. But what I'm saying is, when you meet a woman, you know what I'm saying, and she come in and she come acting like she love you or she like you, but really she's sizing you up and appraising you for where you at and what you got and what she thinks she can get from you or what type of lifestyle you can provide for her, then you need to have these conversations as a mature man that has been through situations, trials and tribulations, and understand how situations can come at you and you think a person like you when they're really looking for a sponsor. You need to ask this woman these questions. Mm-hmm. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that you need in a relationship? What are you bringing to the table? Because you can't be 40 years old trying to have a relationship or trying to get with somebody after failing at so many relationships, and then thinking you're going to talk to a woman like you 20. Hey, how you doing, baby? What's your name? Let's go on a date. Let me take you out to Benny Hines. I can take you to a dine. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be talking at 40 like you was trying to impress a woman at 19 and 20. So these are hard conversations you got to have when you then went through life and you understand what it is you need and what you're looking for, just to make sure you're not making the same foolish mistakes. It's using wisdom in life. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Like you said, it's what you need and what you're looking for.
Right.
But at the same thing, the priority, I think, is the love, right? And you know what I'm saying? So it's different for each person. If you already have money, I think that a priority should be to find that love that you need to help fulfill you. Because it's like, when you talk about what you bring to the table, if that person brings love, brings support, brings guidance, brings just all those things that you are missing, that's enough. That's worth more than let's go make more money. Because you could go make more money, but at the same time, both of y'all don't have a connection. Both of y'all really don't like each other. She grinding over there. Her bread is crazy. Y'all both doing, 2 comma clubs or whatever. But y'all don't even like each other. The romance isn't there. There's no connection. Now, that doesn't mean y'all both can be making money and y'all don't connect. We're talking about priority. So you got to assess your situation. Now, even if you don't have money, but you bring love on both sides, you can go to that person who has money and say, this is what I'll offer you. I've never been good economically. I've never had the knack to pull together resources and find. I think that's the thing, that when we make everybody have to be economically sound. You follow what I'm saying? You can manage things. You can help a person manage. You can help a person get through things. But to be economically, go out there as an entrepreneur to produce, is not everybody's gift. But when you make it everybody's gift, then you reduce your search and you miss the person that could just love you. if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that, now I could argue the other way too, but I think the priority is the love. I think the priority is the connection, especially if you already have the resources or whatever.
Right. Okay. Now ping pong it back to me.
Okay.
So I was looking at my homegirl. She run a social media thing, Anetta Powell, right? And she came on and she was like, people ask me, why I meet a man where he at? No. And I'm like, so at first I'm like, dang, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's what I be saying about women. They won't do what we do. You know what I'm saying? They won't meet a man where he at. But when I started really listening to what she was saying, I kind of had to back down on my perception on what I thought I was hearing when I first heard her speak. So I'm listening to it, and she went on to saying how she worked so hard and how she grind and how she got herself to where she at, you know what I'm saying? And there's no way she could meet a man like this, you know what I'm saying? She in her 40s. And when I listened to it, I was like, dang, that's deep. Because if, you know what I'm saying, if I was a single man right now, I would feel exactly how she feel. So it took me from feeling like it was one-sided, you know what I'm saying? Because she was saying like, where I'm at right now, how I built myself up, how I work so hard, how I grind so hard, and I got myself to where I'm at. I can't meet no man in my 40s, you know what I'm saying, trying to help him figure life out. You in your 40s and you can't, and you ain't got it going on, and you want me to meet you where you at? She's like, no. And I was listening to what she was saying, and it make it hard for a woman that's financially there, that's grinded hard to get where she was at. I mean, to get where they at, to even find a man, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of men that's really financially on their level at this stage in life, they got somebody. See what I'm saying? So I was like, when I listened to her, I was like, you know, I had to back down on what I was thinking. I'm thinking like, man, that's messed up. Because that's how, you know what I'm saying, they expect us to do it all the time. But when I really heard her out, I was like, she right, bro. You know what I'm saying? She can't be dating no guy talking about, yeah, man, I've been trying to start this car wash and do this, and other over there. I just need to get, you think you can loan me 40 or 50? And I'm like, you know what? As hard as it was for me to swallow the pill, it was real.
That's good. And Pastor Matt gave his opinion. He gave a couple things. He said romance over finance. He go relationship over sponsorship, bond over the bag, right? So basically,
right, that's all. Come on, that's what we talking, baby.
So he said he's on a romantic side. Now let's go back to this young lady. If I was to have a conversation with her, I do hear and I empathize with the fact, like, okay, yeah, you want to get with somebody that kind of meets you on your level, because that's a commonality. That's a commonality thing that you want somebody, if you prioritizing that they need to be successful and entrepreneurial, yes, but it depends on what you need at that point, right? Because when you go find that person who's potentially financial and successful and all that questions, there's two things that to be asked. One, are you ready to love? And you ready to refocus your time, your energy, and your efforts? And then are they ready to slow down and love? Because just like it is, when you get married, just like God tells you, like, you reduce the time you give to God because you have to build and train and love a family. So you pull from God to love on your family. So you got to pull from your business to love on your spouse. So you got two people who are in a habitual nature, having built 40 years of successful entrepreneurship. They both have to know right now, when they need each other, they both have to pull back from the thing that is their identity in order to connect. So they both have to have, so because now the lady with the grind, maybe she don't have the capacity to love a man who actually has been out there grinding. You follow what I'm saying? And so it's really a battle to what you now need to prioritize. You already prioritized the bag. Now you need to prioritize the love. You follow what I'm saying? To pull back, because you can both have a bag all the way up to you 80 years old. But if you never connect with the person, at one point you're gonna ask, what was this for? You follow what I'm saying?
Right. And I find, man, the older you get and you make money, you know what I'm saying, your God, or you make money, your companionship or your partner, it make it harder for you to find love because you so guarded and protected, thinking that, you know what I'm saying, okay, you know, I'm scared to get, you know what I'm saying, too deep in the relationship with somebody that ain't financially on my level, because if I do, I got to have my guard up and try to figure out if they on the tape. And then it even make it harder for you to get married because you like, this person could take me for a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like the Oprah and Stedman type of situation where, you know, it's like Oprah so far up, it's like she couldn't get married if she wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't believe that. I don't believe that to be true. I think you have to give a person credit. If you got to see the opposing person is not the one who's coming to take something from you. if you are successful in finance, you got to believe that they are successful in romance. So if they're bringing love, they're not coming to get you. If they're bringing love, they ain't coming to take something to knock you down or whatever. And so that's the barter. That's exchange. It's one or the other. Which one do you want? Now, don't assume that it's somebody who money hungry. Go ahead.
Okay, now we bouncing back over to the finance side.
Good, let's go, baby.
Now, if I'm handling money on Oprah level, right? Listen to me. If I'm handling money on Oprah level and I have love, I have Statman. You see what I'm saying? I have what I need. Why get married?
Who do you get the love from? What do you mean?
I'm already getting the love from Statman. I got a
that's a whole nother conversation.
What I'm saying, but I'm just giving you an understanding. You said you want me to play the finance side, so I'm just playing my side. You see what I'm saying? So if I already got love and this situation is working for me, I'm still getting the love I need. We have an understanding.
Well, again,
so it go back to what I was saying about the more financially stable you get and the older you get, and you don't find the love, like what you're talking about, and get yourself in a position where you get a hold of something real and you get yourself planted and grounded in that love and you latch on to it, then it makes it, you know what I'm saying, even harder for you, the more money you get and the older you get, to make that to cross over to the other side and really take that chance on getting married.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Because
go back. So we're talking about, this is the raps willing
responding as people should.
So basically, we're talking about romance over finance. What's the priority? And I think it's different for everybody in their life. I'm arguing the point that romance it should be the priority, because romance means love. Romance means there's support. There's somebody there who's not trying to get over on you, that's going to meet you where you are, and they bring love to the table. They don't bring money to the table. Right. Finance is the person that has built some things up, know how to solve problems, know how to relieve pain, know how to put things together, build teams, and they have an acumen of bringing resources, which is definitely beneficial for securing a relationship, so you don't have to worry about, which is something that is very vital, money, right?
Right. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that's the side I'm talking on. I'm on the side of the finances.
Right.
I'm talking from the side of the person that got the money. You know what I'm saying? And I don't necessarily know if I need love or want love, or I've been in a position where I use my resources and my finances, you know what I'm saying, thinking I was going into love, and I end up losing finances, you know what I'm saying, trying to get love, to the point where I'm more on the finance side of it. And let me just stick to the money, since I'm good at, because the love ain't got me nowhere, but it's steady tearing off into the money.
Right. Well, again, so assuming that you got finances, you shouldn't be able to lose finance. If you financially got financial acumen, whether you got love or not, if you found real love, it shouldn't take away from the finance or the character of finance development that you have. Now, you may go through seasons of valleys, just like any other person with financial acumen, that you got to bounce back, but the love is not the thing that take away from it, assuming that it's love, not a leech. You follow what I'm saying? If love is there, love is support. Sound like you want to jump in. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you. But what I'm saying is, on the flip side of that, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't had finance, if you have had finances for a while and you try to find love, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't have a partner they can get when they was coming up. A lot of people get themselves in a position where they focused on getting their money, and then they went out and got their love because they so planted and knowing that they financially stable. Now they want to focus on the other side of it, which is finding love. And then they get manipulated and used and played on with the quote unquote fake love. So with that being said, people come like they really love you and they really like you and love you when they see that the money is there, and then it's not always love. It's an ill will and intention coming in. You know what I'm saying? That's being portrayed for love. Yeah. So that's the side I'm picking on.
Good. That's good, because now that's changing the topic, because that's a difference between love and lust. If somebody's the romance part of the relationship and they actually love you, they love you. If somebody is on a romance part of the relationship and they're bringing lust, that means they're trying to take something from you. They don't fit in this category. They don't have an option.
But they really do, because we talking the same thing. We asking the people if they want romance or finance. So say a woman commented and she say, well, I don't really care about I don't really care about the romance. I'd rather have finance. I'd rather let a guy know we living in a cruel world right now. We living in a world where, like I say, these young folks, like my man was, like I was telling you earlier, my man was saying that these young girls, they'll let you know, come on with that money. I don't care what you doing, what else you got going on. Give me the money. I ain't looking for love. You know what I'm saying? I'll be seeing them little guys when I'm watching YouTube and Instagram, they walking up to the girls with their phone and they say, you know, relationship or money, or, you know, they ask these questions. These young girls, they tell you, give me the money, one night stand. They ain't looking for no relationship. So what we asking is, in today's time, romance or finance, what you looking for?
Right.
Because a lot of guys ain't looking for no romance. They, you know what I'm saying? They want to stick to their money and just go after what they need, you know what I'm saying, to get what they need to keep it moving. Then you got a lot of guys say, oh, I'm financially stable. I ain't trying to run around these streets. I want to get something real. I want to get planted, and I want real love. Then you got a lot of women that's getting money. They need, you know what I'm saying, like they run, you know, roles in reverse. A lot of these women, they moving like men now. They say, oh, I don't really need no man. I need to get off every now and again. I need a man that can really knock me down. You know what I'm saying? Hit the bottom, hit that gristle at the bottom of this mother ucker and give me what I need. And then, you know, I'll look out for him a little bit and then he can go ahead on about his way. Because I want to stick to getting my money and keep my money protected. I hear these conversations in the world we living in today.
But let's stick on that. So you hear that conversation. That is a very real thing. But that person prioritized finance and, like my dad called it, fun on occasion. And I'm not mad at a person right there. If you entrepreneur and you want to get your money and love, romance, relationships, family is not your priority, that is the right and the priority of that person. But you have to know who you are. So that person has a right to choose finance, right? But everybody doesn't want to have, you know what I'm saying, the one or the other, right? I think you can prioritize finance and let that be your character trait to produce resources. And then eventually, you know what I'm saying, you know, want love at the same time, right? So, and when you go out and prioritize your finances, your financial development, I don't think it should be a priority for the other person to have finances unless you're necessarily not on the building the family thing and the relationship thing. And again, we know that we want both, but if we had to make a choice, for me, I'm choosing love. I'm choosing love. And the easiest way I can break it down, because God is love. And if we want anything, we want love. And I'm not saying that love is lust. I'm not saying that love is somebody that's going to try to take something from me, who's going to be, you know what I'm saying, an idiot. Like, love is love. Like, I prioritize, I know we use the word romance, but love. Love is the most important thing over money, period. Now, do I want money? Yeah. If I got love, maybe there's a patience for me and my partner to develop some things over time, which may take me longer than the other person had taken. But the love is there where the patience is there, where the kindness is there, where we can produce some things, but simultaneously we have joy and fulfillment, right? But if I got somebody who's lustful, then that's not the picture that people are seeing. You're assuming that everybody else don't really have love. You get the bag and you only can find lust. Like, that's not the definition. So that's how I see it.
Okay, raps, willingly responding as people should. So that's what we want to hear. We want to hear how y'all responded to this. Drop a comment. That's why we posed the question before we did this podcast. We asked y'all, would y'all rather have romance or finance? So the question was really for the people. So we want y'all to drop y'all comments.
I got Pastor Matt is one. I'm sorry, Pastor Matt was jumping in and he was giving us the responses that we was looking for. I'm sorry to cut you off, but he said this issue is why the world is moving away from real love, because the world promotes money as a priority. Prove that we need a standard. Prove that there is God's way and the world's way. Until you establish which system you're working in, you can't answer the question. The right answer depends on what your system or kingdom you live in by. It's pretty deep.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty deep. But I wish I could come through this phone and punch you right now, because I'll let you do all that talking and you're going to cut me off, man. Don't do that again. Don't do
like
it.
You
hold that comment and let me finish my point. So I'm going to go back to what I was saying. Thank you for that comment, Matt. But this wasn't Matt time. This was Unk time.
So
back to what I was saying.
You got it.
We're going to let the people respond, because this is what it was about, listening to their comments. Me personally, I've been blessed. I thank God. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for allowing me to be blessed in that area. He always gave me the discernment to see women and feel them for what they was really worth. And I done had pretty good relationships. So I feel like I was able to get the best of both worlds, which that ain't so common nowadays, but I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when you blessed. But not right now in the world I'm living in. If I was to not be in the situation I'm in right now, this late in life with 3 kids, I'm focused on my kids, building their businesses. I wouldn't think about another woman. I would ride it out for the rest of my life and be single. I'm fine with that at this point in life. If I had to do it all over again right now. So that's why I want to pose the question to the single women that may have bad relationships and they scared, they can't trust the man, they focused on themselves, they're working on their finances, they're getting themselves together. And the older you get, it's harder to trust and it's harder to know if you got your finances together. What would you rather have, finance or romance? To my man who that's been donated, you know what I'm saying, into sponsoring women businesses. You done tried to find love, it ain't working out for you, or it has worked out for you, you know what I'm saying, but you're still on your grind, or you done built a woman up and that woman has gratitude, she's following God and she understands what it takes, and y'all find an even balance for her to run her business, you run your business, and y'all still have time to love on each other, and how y'all balance it out. Talk to us. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap on my end. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Unk Turner, Dave Jones. You want to close out, Dave?
Yeah, man, this is a good conversation, man. I actually like the fact that I actually like this position where we take opposite sides because we both are intelligent. And I definitely see merit on both sides. There's a couple more comments because, you know, I'm trying to play producer over here. So if you're anybody watching this and y'all want to jump on the squad, we need some producers so we can just kick it. I want to read a couple. Is it all right if I read a couple more? Some people we have. Bobby Wu say,
I appreciate you.
Bobby Wu say the finance gonna always rule over the romance. That's his opinion. DeAndre say I don't think it. DeAndre say I don't think it's the same for everyone. I think the narrative is based off age, experience, and expectation. But he also said if you are not blessed to see successful relationships that are what you desire, your hopes are different because you never see a couple with both. So that's a good perspective as well, man.
Who said that?
I want to say, you know, this conversation is really, really deep. I do like how Pastor Matt had led us to the concept of what's your foundation. I believe that, you know, I think love is a priority, but also finance is also can be argued as a priority as well, because when we put on the earth, we want to put on the earth with the priority to necessarily to have a relationship. The priority was for you to create something in your mind and to solve problems or relieve pain or provide pleasure to people. That's the priority. You could dominate in that area. A lot of times we don't come with enough independence before we get into these relationships. And we have two people who haven't figured out who they are or what problems they solve getting together in a relationship. And then that's where you see a lot of chaos. The priority is not right. I think everybody should come to the table with what their gift or what their value is, not only to others, but also to the person that they're connecting themselves to. And so to be honest with you, biblically speaking, it may be if everybody figured out how to dominate some form of mastery, money would already be a consequence of success. And then they can come together and you guys can build a relationship and not be dependent and lusting each other for lack of things that you don't have. So again, if you depending on what foundation that you have determines what you are, and depends on where you are in life and what experience you have. Sometimes you prioritize where the grass is greener on the other side until you get over there and be like, oh, manure is the same thing that fertilizes this grass too. So, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, I think this is a good one. I thank y'all for jumping on and communicating with us. We went a little bit longer, but we want to get more involved with you guys. So we're going to be sending out stuff so you can communicate and give us surveys so we can have talks about it. We love you guys. It is a wrap.
Continue to drop some comments. Love y'all.
Unk and Dave Jones are the host of the show. We living in some difficult times, as most of us know. Let's lift each other up and put down the stress. If you didn't know, the name of the show is called W.R.A.P.S.